In the headlines, troops arrest suspected Boko Haram terrorists in Taraba, recover weapons. The Civil Aviation Authority has reported 190 domestic flight cancellations in just 2 months amid aviation sector reform. Kano traders sacrifice festivities to meet customer demands. And on the international scene, German president dissolves parliament, sets election date for February 2025. Compliments of the season and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. We begin in Taraba, where troops of the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wall Struck have arrested a suspected Boko Haram terrorist in the Garbachede community of Bali local government area of the state. The suspect, identified as Nura Yakubu, was arrested while acting on credible intelligence report. Investigations revealed that Yakubu, a food vendor, was involved in harboring Boko Haram terrorists deployed to Taraba state for terrorist activities. A press statement by Captain Olubunde Oni, who is the acting assistant director of the 6th Brigade Army Public Relations, says further findings linked him and his gang to the kidnapping of a businessman, Arinze, and the son of Ibrahim some time ago in the Garbatu community area of Bali local government area. Meanwhile, following the unfortunate kidnapping of a district head within the Jalingo local government area on November 27 and his subsequent release after payment of ransom, troops intensified intelligence-driven operations to track and apprehend the perpetrators. Staying with security, troops of the 1st Brigade, Sector 2, Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fasanyama has eliminated a notorious kingpin, Alhaji Maoli, and several of his accomplices in Zamfara State. Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, the coordinator of the Joint Media Coordination Center, stated that the operation occurred on Thursday in Meisheka village near Kunching Kalgo town, a community tormented by Maoli's activity. Now, Maoli was infamous for imposing illegal levies on residents in Ungworogo, Meisheka, Mazagawa, and other areas around Bilbis in Safi local government area. His death has reportedly brought relief and joy to locals in the area, according to the military statement. The operation followed intelligence reports about terrorist activities on motorcycles operating in the Bilbis axis. Abdullahi affirmed that Operation Fansanyama remains committed to neutralizing all remaining terrorists and collaborators within the Joint Task Force area of operations. Zamfara State continues to face challenges from terrorism and banditry, which have caused numerous deaths and abduction. In other security news, the National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu has denied terrorism allegations by Niger's military leader General Abdurrahmani Chiani against Nigeria. In an interview with BBC Hausa, Ribadu described the claims as baseless. The NSA rejected the allegations, challenging journalists and the public to verify the claims. He urged Niger's leaders to address their grievances with the French without dragging Nigeria into their disputes, while adding that Nigeria prioritizes regional unity and cooperation over foreign interference. Malam Nuhu Ribadu's stance comes after the federal government and the Economic Community of West African States also released statements on the allegations. In a statement on Thursday, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, says the allegations could exist only in the realm of imagination. In the same vein, on Friday, ECOWAS described the allegations against Nigeria and other member states of the body by Niger Republic as unfounded, saying it is solidly behind its members. ECOWAS then called on all states in the region to promote dialogue and stability and refrain from making accusations that are not supported by evidence. The FCT Police Command has advised residents in the capital city to avoid boarding commercial vehicles with tinted glasses. The FCT Police Command boss, Olatunji Disu, issued this warning while addressing journalists during a security assessment tour of recreational centers during the festive season. Trust TV's Noel Sampson has more.
As part of his security assessment, the Commissioner of Police visited popular recreational spots, including Millennium Park, Jabi Lake, Magic Land, and ShopRite in Lugbe. These locations were bustling with fun seekers enjoying the public holiday under the watchful eyes of security personnel deployed to ensure safety. Commissioner Olatunji Disu interacted with residents.
Thank you for protection. By the grace of God.
During his tour, emphasizing the measures in place to maintain a safe and crime-free festive period.
You know, we came out very early in the morning to see preparation going on in all these parks, and we decided to come back in the afternoon to see people gathering in the park. And I know any moment from now, the places we have visited will be fuller than what we saw. But so far, so good. I'm so happy with the security arrangement and the arrangement and cooperation between the police and the organizers so far. Everywhere that we have been to, we have seen police officers deployed. We have seen divisional police officers taking charge in all the parks.
He also shared vital security tips with residents and provided an overview of the command's strategic goals, focusing on enhanced crime prevention and community safety initiatives.
For one chance, be very careful of vehicles you are going to board. Do not board vehicles, commercial vehicles that are tinted. Do not board commercial vehicles that are tinted. First and foremost, what do I expect from them? I expect better cooperation, better assistance. And I give out my words that my officers are happy. My officers are looking forward to the new year where they will give in their best. The Inspector General of Police have spoken to us time and time again. We just had the meeting with the Inspector General of Police 2 days ago. And exactly what he said is plan for the new year, have your aims and objectives, reduce crime to the barest minimum. In fact, the IG said everybody should go back and reduce crime at least 30%, 50% if you cannot do it.
Expressing gratitude, the Commissioner praised FCC residents for their cooperation in supporting operations aimed at tackling one-chance robberies and vehicle theft. He emphasized that the continued collaboration between the law enforcement and the public remains crucial for sustaining security in the nation's capital. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has expressed concerns over a high rate of flight delays and cancellations in recent times in Nigeria. The Acting Director General of the NCAA, Captain Chris Najomo, disclosed that out of 5,291 flights operated in September, 2,434 were delayed while 79 were cancelled. He added that out of the 5,513 flights operated in October, 2,791 were delayed while 111 were cancelled. Najomo spoke on Friday during a stakeholders meeting with the theme Finding Lasting Solutions to Flight Disruptions. The stakeholders meeting is being attended by airline operators, Managing Director of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, representatives of the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, among many others. The Chairman, Chief Executive of Airpeace, Alan Onyema, is also in attendance.
Or you gotta take us to prison like today. I'm not living without buying money. You know, if you cannot run, you close it down.
The construction industry is globally recognized as high risk with frequent injuries and accidents due to workplace hazards. Nigerian construction sites are no exception, often facing risks from neglected safety precautions. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports from a proposed flyover construction site within Bauchi metropolis.
Lack of strict compliance on safety standard protocols is a major predicament both from employee and the employers of such labor. A visit to one of the ongoing construction flyovers in the state capital showed that some of these protocols are not 100% complied. Representative of the construction company, which is saddled with the responsibility of constructing the 2 flyovers, says they employed about 400 skilled and unskilled youth workers. Artisans and workers here share their experiences.
Working with Chinese will provide everything that is required for your safety. As you know, safety first. Before you do anything, you have to protect yourself first. You can see everybody is wearing his protective jackets and helmets and boots. So before you start work, you must be provided all these kind of things for your safety.
The company knows no learn any work. But if you don't learn any work, if you come from this, you go learn any work. You go just experience. Whether you know sabi the work where you work before, if you come from this, you can get into if you are not careful. And because we are working with iron, so definitely someone in the iron but we are trying our best to give to our workers a safety boot, safety jacket and helmet also.
Meanwhile, construction expert from the Faculty of Engineering, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, construction industry should make safety a priority in all their activities to achieve success.
Every construction site that is in operation, the welfare of workers, their safety and their well-being is an absolute imperative for trust for the construction company as well as the successful evolution of the project. Unfortunately, this is being neglected on most of our construction sites, and it doesn't tell good about this country.
The experts say the safety regulatory agencies in Nigeria should stand up and make their voice heard, and to sanction any construction industry found wanting on safety protocols. Adamu Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In other news, amid rising economic challenges, young Nigerians are embracing self-reliant jobs as a beacon of hope. Emmanuel Sunday, a budding entrepreneur from Michika in northern Adamawa State, exemplifies this resilience. Determined to fund his education, Emmanuel is carving his own path and inspiring others to pursue self-sufficiency. His story underscores the growing spirit of innovation and determination among Nigerian youths, proving that even in tough times, opportunities can be created through hard work and ingenuity. Here's his story.
Sunana Emmanuel Sunday, haife ni a Michika, shekara na 19.
This is Emmanuel Sunday, a 19-year-old from Michika in Adamawa State who refuses to succumb to life's challenges. Despite losing his sponsor a few years ago, Emmanuel remains undeterred in his pursuit of education and a better life. He began his journey by taking up barbing and shoe shining in Michika before moving to Yola, the Adamawa State capital, where he is expanding his services. Emmanuel's ultimate goal is to continue his education, but financial constraints have stood in his way.
I attended primary and secondary school, but while I was about to conclude, my father, who was my sponsor, died. When I realized I don't have anyone to sponsor my education, I started this job to raise money to sponsor my education.
Undeterred, he navigates the streets of Yola each day, seeking customers for his services. On a good day, he earns between 3,000 to 4,000 naira, but he never loses sight of his bigger dreams of the future.
I was a barber, but the job can't give me enough money. Therefore, I merge it with the shoe cobbling job. If I meet someone who needs a haircut, I can do it. When someone calls me to wash his shoes, I will inform him that I am a barber as well. That's how I get customers. I also posted an advertorial message on my box. There are a lot of challenges in this job. It is stressful.
For Emmanuel, success is non-negotiable. Despite the harsh economic realities and the rising cost of goods and services, he remains steadfast in his determination to carve out a better life for himself.
And food inflation is making matters worse. I need some help to open a barber shop.
Emmanuel's primary hope lies in the support of philanthropists and organizations willing to invest in his business and help him achieve his dreams. With youth unemployment in Nigeria at 7.2%, Emmanuel is a shining example of resilience, determination, and the can-do spirit of Nigerian youth who strive towards their goals despite limited opportunities. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come, Kano traders sacrifice festivities in the city to meet customer demands. More on this and many more stories coming up ahead. Join us again. Welcome back to the news and thank you very much for staying with us. Let's take another look at our top stories. Troops arrest suspected Boko Haram terrorists in Taraba, recover weapons. The NCAA has reported 190 domestic flight cancellations in just 2 months amid aviation reforms. Now, as the Christmas celebration continues across parts of Nigeria, amidst economic challenges, residents in Kano are striking a balance between business and festivities. In the country's most populous state, clerics are calling on leaders to show greater sacrifice while urging intensified prayers for the nation this holiday season. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim, has more in this story.
Some markets in Kano, usually quiet during the Yuletide, are busier than ever this Boxing Day. The bustling activity has replaced the quiet as traders seize the festive period to boost their earnings. Traditionally, shops in this market open by midday during the holidays. However, this year, many merchants were up and running as early as 9 a.m., reflecting a shift in priorities amidst tough economic realities.
No. On a good day, that is when Nigeria was still okay. Normally we used to have like 2-3 days holiday, but these days after Christmas you just have to open because you also have to continue the hustle.
Like rice, something like that we widows like this can buy to feed our children, but we couldn't buy. It's too much. Rice, groundnut oil, tomatoes, everything. Because of the situation, maybe I'm supposed to rest in my house, so I couldn't rest. Because if I didn't come out, what did I going to give to my children? I have to come out and find daily bread for them.
To be frank, things are cost. Things is very cost. At least things they're expensive too much. So even for us, like being businessmen now, the way things be makes things they move, but people still they try their best.
Clerics in Kano, while acknowledging government efforts, emphasize the need for more decisive action to ease the hardships faced by citizens. They are also urging collective prayers to guide the nation through these trying times.
You can see already that there is famine in the land. People are suffering. To get one fowl, 20,000, 25,000, they can sacrifice to create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. For people, if there is no stability, there can be prosperity. We also need stability in Nigeria.
I want to encourage the government. The government is trying.
but we want the government to do more. The incident of Anambra and other places where people died in the course of collecting food is a bad signal. It's a very bad signal. And I want the government to wake up to their responsibility. If people have been talking to them and they have not been hearing, that is a signal. That is what people are talking about. When there is good governance, we will not find those things.
Where you cannot reach the leadership to talk or say anything out, all you need to do is God can be touched. And as Christians, all we believe is that we can touch God. And God can also touch the life of the people. But one thing I do believe is that, well, we are praying for our leaders, because if we have good leaders to manage the little economy we have, we can still enjoy the nation.
As the year winds down, residents strive to balance their struggles with hope, looking to the new year for relief. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Africa Development Bank has revealed that the continent is losing about $1.6 billion every day to illicit financial flows and profit shifting on the part of multinationals operating on the continent. This was disclosed by the chief economist of AFDB, Kevin Urama, in an exclusive interview. Urama says that Africa was losing more than what it is getting back via foreign direct investment, and said that the focus of stakeholders should be on blocking the outflow rather than chasing inflows. According to the International Monetary Fund, illicit financial flows refer to the movement of money across borders through corruption, smuggling, tax evasion, or terrorist financing. For decades, the IMF has played a key role in international efforts to combat these opaque and often destabilizing transfers. Staying on the international scene, German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier dissolved parliament on Friday and confirmed the expected date of February 23rd, 2025 for the early general election prompted by the collapse of Olaf Scholz's government last month. Scholz's coalition was brought down by internal fights over how to revive Europe's largest economy, but a deadly car ramming attack at a Christmas market last week has renewed the country's heated debate over security and immigration. Confirming the date for the election, Steinmeier emphasized a need for, quote, political stability, while appealing for the campaign to be conducted with respect and decency. Kosovo has confirmed its first case of Mpox, according to health authorities on Friday, identifying a patient as a 30-year-old man who recently returned from a West African country. According to Kosovo's Institute of Public Health, the individual was hospitalized on December 24th after exhibiting fever, chills, and skin changes on his face and hands. The institute added in the statement that the patient's condition is stable. Authorities have traced all individuals who were in contact with the patient and have issued guidance on infection prevention and control measures. Super Eagles interim coach Austin Ogovon is expected to arrive in Uyo ahead of the Super Eagles B team's decisive 2024 CHAN qualifier against the Black Galaxies of Ghana on Saturday at the Gospel Apabio Stadium. The 59-year-old Ogovon missed the first leg of the final qualification series, in which Nigeria's home-based Eagles, comprised of players from the domestic league, held their Ghanaian counterparts to a goalless draw. Ogovon had traveled abroad for treatment for an undisclosed health condition, but has now recovered and returned back to the country. The Black Galaxies of Ghana had arrived Uyo for the clash earlier in the day. The first leg of the game ended in a goalless draw. Still talking football, Barcelona have been dealt a blow in their hopes of registering Dani Olmo and Pau Victor in their squad for the second half of the 2024-2025 season in La Liga, with the club's court appeal for a precautionary registration measure rejected. According to The Athletic, the club's appeal for the two players' registration was rejected, while the commercial court of Barcelona on Friday, meaning neither player is currently registered to play from January 1st. La Liga approved the registration of Olmo and Victor for the first half of the season, only giving Barca a temporary permit to use the players while they kept looking for fresh revenue streams before January. Their 4-month allowances will expire on December 31st, and major changes are yet to happen. Barcelona have now filed a new appeal to the Juzgado de Primera Instancia, the magistrate court in Spain, which will be heard on December 30th, one day ahead of the Tuesday deadline. Well, that's it. You're up to date with the latest news stories at this hour. Feel free to join us later at 9 o'clock for the day's bulletin. For now, follow us across our social media platforms to stay in touch. Also visit our website, trusttv.com, for the latest. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you for your time.